any nine, any kusum namsha shen. Tamba Namishagasagi, Lujuna, Yodavati, Chojo. They can't let Chebe, Chihiruti, launches of a good check. Never under you launches of a check. Launches of a good day, Ishichu want to Zavada, Rangdun, Ishichu want to Zavada, Tunamdo, Shandusu, Bemitu, that want to say that Jiggy. Dendrivida, Usum Sajigi, that the Asuri. That takes issues in that, Kalain legislation, that is Sungiari. Kusumgi Namsha, Kushi Namsha, and now the Shunda Derina, Kungen Namsha, in the Sundua. The little bit or the little in this any John Dende, any Gula Mekolo Son machine, should you cooler, your nation do, driver, any Bemi Tundu to do, you just count to yourself. Maybe to lose to Shanny, or the Dinang any chop to. I know that Lujuna get it, such a district. Now, at the end of such a tea, any day say two Naulia, any young things in the never shown. What? The someone now says, things in the number shows. Study. Dina and Shijing Dodna, so on and Shingi, Nachaku Pungujilia, any called Tragic into bottom about the down, she just begin the bottom of Chinny, so in the Chaku Pungulia, never chick to that, such a Shinji of the Medua. So that is it, John Dendegi, Yongra Chani, Chongo Course of the Yidi, Pajita, Kashuki, Bali, you got Denison since that deep has inside. Yongra just went to the inside. That Duja, left Taba. The neg any Moria, any shijing does the Sonyachi. Dimana shijing do Sonyaki under the Cornalia, just of a jealous of the Jay Yavade. The Zuda Casa, Tanabaji, Jatu Yamare. That you do power genesis. That is a part of Shariputra, power genesis, 209 to the jetty, Gung 60 years, 6 years, and it was in the other model. Timini, what the Lucata would do. So the leaders and a tag now, Dujalada, the church, Dujana, church, Jidang, Dujapalace in the Zigra. So the Jumden do Kala Sunday, Shijing do Kala Sunday, Chidja, Duja, Zodi, Lata, Duji, Chadi, or the Zug Nalia, Febunam Jingi, Jesus of Jealous of Soy, Jambayan, the Chambata, Chamados of the Jadi, any Danyam Chinish, Kirche, any two in that to tell you Mudua. So the Indian Yongzaki, Pegata. Go to Zashanala, then soon go to Nala, taking shoes to never. So the lady is an honor taking any taking got to make consider Slavina. And no, Lord Lane Dengi, dog about Nala, any taking shoes to got to make the any Gusan Jaya, Sanda Chanso, taking to the dog about shed Sunday. What did you say? And then have a nave, shown to the teddy, Dumbarani, she Chakti Chelatone. Navi did this over the day. Kasha Yever, Chaju, Shun Kasha Yever. She Manche and Najo, she continued to the double, in Jumden Day, and quality the Chalus and the eye. Chalus, quality number Jania, Shara, Tone, Dujala, Chitzer, Digital, the nigger number Shara, and soon she that you do. And Dana Shingi. That territory, you go to the teddy, Jumden, you move the Tapunamalia, Shammy, the new tournament, then Sherry, you chatting yari. The new design, you did it to the chair, Gasha Jumden, Yangan and David, Jelly Yale, a chop to church of the Delia, Tagwa Nawana, and Jumden now shot. Dear in the Goriki move the number of Shammy, so short today, so I'm going Yonga, Lucilia. 그 등과 내가 설치도 그런 뒤치기 때든 centered 자리 근데 이거도 왔다 와서 싶었는데 때든人知道있는 이기시다 이긴 들로시다 사 매칭했는데 거기에 그래서 공부를 운동도 줄시 근데 그거를 근데 더 맞는 거送돼야지 뭐이 방사를 해야 세 근데 용되게 와 저도 저기 그래 양사부들이 해야 그래도 이제 있어요.
So the preamble of the text starts with this, and thus the expression "thus I have heard once," and this is quite typical of the opening of many of the sutras, and this also indicates the nature of the origin of these Buddhist scriptures and their evolution. In the Buddhist tradition, we understand that after the death of the teacher Buddha Shakyamuni, his great disciples came together to compile all the great discourses of the Buddha. And when this compilation took place, these are known as the great Buddhist councils, all the monks who gathered there, particularly the Arhat, the fully liberated monks, and when they got together, each of them offered their own yellow robes. These were folded and they were stacked one upon another. And then whoever was the senior disciple who was doing the actual compilation would sit on that piled rope, stacked up rope, and then will narrate the sutras from heart. That's why it begins with a statement, "Thus I have heard once." So these great compilers of the scriptures, such as the Mahakashyapa, who was one of the senior disciples of the Buddha, Ananda was another one who was responsible for compiling many of these scriptures. They were partly pointing out to a historical time when at such and such a place, at such and such point, they heard these words from the Buddha. And then they would narrate the whole scripture. Similarly, this expression, "thus I have heard once," also indicate the tremendous level of realization of these great beings who had almost a near perfect memory capacity, so that they're able to really kind of narrate, recite, even word by word, the discourse of the Buddha. So it is in this way these great teachings were compiled together, and in the particular sutra here, we read that the Blessed One was staying in Rajgir at Vulture Peak, along with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. So this indicates the place, the Vulture's Peak is the place, and it also presents the assembly at which this particular scripture was taught, the assembly of great community of monks, community of great bhikshus, and here referring particularly to the fully ordained bhikshu community, especially the senior ones who had attained arhat state. And there is in fact a statement in Shantideva's Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life, where he says that the root of the Buddha's teaching lies in the presence of the monastic community, the great monastic community. So here he is referring to the highly realized monastic members who have attained the arhat state. And then he also refers to the great community of bodhisattvas, which is particularly unique to the Mahayana scriptures. So it is in this way that all the discourses of the Buddha were compiled into what is known as the three scriptural baskets: the basket on monastic discipline, the basket on scriptural discourses, and one on higher knowledge or abhidharma. And this classification of the Buddha's teachings into the threefold scriptural collection is common to both Sanskrit tradition and in the Pali tradition as well. And however, the difference is that, for example, in the case of non-Sanskrit, in non-Mahayana tradition, for example, in the Vaibhashika school, according to their understanding, until the point when Buddha gained full enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, up to that point, all the previous deeps of the the